This is Aaron Rice with the Maryland Luxury Group.com, and we are live. All right, folks, we are live, getting rolling with our weekly investor support workshop. It's about 25 minutes after the hour, running a few minutes late, but actually getting ready to roll into the presentation. Don't want to lose much time. This is Aaron Rice. I'm a real estate agent with Keller Select Realtors in Annapolis, Maryland. And we are actually broadcasting live from beautiful Randallstown, Maryland, sunny Randallstown, Maryland. Today is Saturday. It's about 9:25 in the morning and about 63 degrees, looking to go up to probably into the mid 70s today. So I'm very excited about that. And why don't we go ahead and get into our screen share and get the ball rolling with our live investor support workshop. And as you know, on Saturdays, we've been doing our Hold book club, Hold, how to find, buy, and rent houses for wealth. So that's what we've been doing every Saturday morning. We're actually going to shift. We're going to make a shift on that and start broadcasting every Tuesday. We're going to move the broadcast over to Tuesday at 12 noon. Okay, so we'll be at We Find Real Estate Deals every Tuesday at 12 noon, starting not this coming Tuesday, but the first Tuesday in November, which would be Tuesday, November 4th. All right, Tuesday, November 4th. We'll be back on live and broadcasting every Tuesday at 12 p.m. So check us out. Look for us at refindrealestatedeals.com, Tuesday, November 4th, and we'll be broadcasting every Tuesday from that point forward, just switching the times out a little bit. But as you know, we're talking about finding, analyzing, and buying and manage and growing your real estate portfolio. Again, my name is Aaron Rice, real estate agent with Keller Select Realtors in Annapolis, Maryland. My cell phone number is 443-244-0051. You can reach me at that number, or you can text me at that same number. So let's talk about some truths of real estate investing. It's accessible, appreciable, leverageable, rentable, improvable, deductible, depreciable, deferrable, stable, and livable. And most importantly, it's doable. You can do it, folks. You can build wealth through real estate. So I want to welcome you to our investor support workshops. Again, we are going to be switching to Tuesdays starting November 4th, 12 noon, but we have been broadcasting on Saturdays at WeFindRealEstateDeals.com. And when you, if you're at that site, which hopefully you are watching us on our live on our Facebook fan page, you can actually scroll down and check out the archives of our past workshops as well. So next week, we're going to be on Chapter 6, Project the Rent. Project the Rent is Chapter 6 for next week. So again, the archives are available at WeFindRealEstateDeals.com, or you can simply Google Investor Support Workshop, and you can find the archives there as well. So definitely encourage you to check that out. All right, as you know, we just completed our seller support workshop series. We did a series of 16 different seller support workshops. Definitely encourage you to check those out at sellermastery.com. And the archive of all 16 of those workshops is there. And if you can't find it there, again, you can just go to Google and Google Seller Support Workshop, and you can find all the past workshops at that location. And then the buyer support workshops. Okay, we did 15 of those, and they're at buyermastery.com. All the archives are at buyermastery.com. Simply go to buyermastery.com, scroll down to the bottom of the page to check out the archives of our buyer support workshops. Or again, you can simply Google buyer support workshop. So how can you participate and stay connected in today's workshop? Well, first, definitely don't be stingy. Go ahead and share the content with your friends, and just click that share button or the recommend button so that your friends know about this information. That way they can get all the news and updates, live demos, and live Q&A. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. What can you expect? Well, this is going to be probably about a 30-minute hangout, not too long today. Be extra Q&A. We have a comment section below at the bottom of the page. So if you have questions, definitely chime on in, and we'll be able to answer your questions in real time. The recording will be available shortly after we're done. You'll be able to come back probably about 10 minutes after we're done and watch the recording if you want. And the recordings always are available on our YouTube channel. So definitely encourage you to say hi in the comments below. Let me know that you can hear me okay. Let me know that you can see my screen okay. All right, so what are some things you can do to maximize your experience? Well, number one, you can increase your video resolution by clicking on the gear icon, the bottom right-hand corner of your screen if you're on a desktop. Definitely encourage you to bring that resolution up to 720p or 1080p if you can. We are actually broadcasting in 1080p HD. So I want you to want to make sure that you can see the screens okay and you're not having any challenges there. And remember that you can watch on any device. So if you're walking the dog, you can be listening to us at the same time. If you're driving down the street, definitely encourage you to keep two hands on the wheel, eyes forward, but also realize that you can listen to us on your Bluetooth in your vehicle as well. And if you're not watching us live on our Facebook fan page, again, come on over to wefindrealestatedeals.com. Watch us live on the Facebook fan page. If you haven't done it already, please go ahead and like the Facebook fan page. Just press that like button. We would definitely appreciate that. And once you've done that, just hover over the like button and you can click on the Get Notifications tab. That way you'll be abreast of all the news and updates as they become available. Okay. And lastly, definitely encourage you to write a review. If you like the mobile app and all the support and resources that we're offering here on a weekly basis, please take a minute, give us a 5-star review. You can go to fb.com/Aaron Rice Helps and give us a 5-star review. If we haven't earned your 5-star review, then definitely send me a private message. Let me know what we can do to earn your 5-star review. All right, so meet your host, Aaron Rice. Well, the most important thing you need to know about me is that I'm a husband, father, grandfather, and all-around nice guy. There's my beautiful wife, Jamila. Just celebrated our 14th year wedding anniversary. And my handsome son, Joaquin, he just turned 13 last month as well. My beautiful daughter, Valissa, with the orange hat. She's up there in Syracuse, New York. Go Cuse, representing the Syracuse. And my beautiful grandson, Zion, is there in the tank top. He just turned 7 last month as well. So that's my family. That's the most important thing you need to know about me. All right, so get to know your partner. Again, I'm a sales associate with Keller Williams Select Realtors in Annapolis and owner of the Maryland Luxury Group.com. My approach takes a critical look at the visions and goals of each client. The combination of my global perspective and youthful mindset provide high-end residential solutions that are repeatable, reliable, relatable, yet edgy and cool. Well, what makes me different? Well, I see myself as the proxy for you, the audience, your consumer advocate, asking your questions. So when I'm out interviewing builders and new home consultants and lenders, appraisers, home inspectors, I love to bring authenticity, perspective, transparency, and context to the conversation. My attraction is smart home technology, eco-friendly design trends, outdoor living spaces, tranquility rooms, multi-generational living, and new homes is what makes me just a little bit different than the rest. Well, who is the Maryland Luxury Group? Well, the Maryland Luxury Group modernizes traditional topics such as demographics of the affluent, lifestyle segmentation, market trends, and amenities in today's luxury new home product. We specialize in custom marketing plans for high-end residential spaces. So what attracted you to today's workshop? Why are you here? Why are you here? What do you want to learn? Okay, if there's some things that you could change about this workshop, what would they be? Go ahead and plug that into the comment section below and give us some feedback. Definitely want you to encourage your engagement. Definitely want this to be an interactive workshop. Definitely asking for your participation on these weekly broadcasts. Want to make sure that we're bringing you value. All right, so empowering you with control. How do we do it? Well, we're talking about the path to finding, buying, and renting houses for wealth. Well, number one thing that we like to cover on a weekly basis is removing frustration, creating your personal investment criteria. So we did cover that particular chapter, so definitely encourage you to go back to the archives to check that out. Number two, removing the frustration, creating your property criteria. Got to be real specific on the type of properties you're looking for. And then number three, we smash financial excuses, helping with price negotiations and financing options. Number four, help negotiating contract terms and conditions. Number five, we remove technical frustration by finding the price of comparable home sales and rents. Number six, helping know where houses sell, market trends report. We often do various market trends reports. This week on our seller support workshop, we did, what neighborhood? We did, well, first we did Severna Park, then we did Annapolis, then we did Pasadena, and I'm drawing a blank on the city that we did. Oh, then we did Davidsonville, And well, you have to go back. You have to go to Buyer Mastery and Seller Mastery and check out what we did this week. All right. Number 7, help stacking down payment and closing cost assistance programs. And you can go up to moveupmaryland.com for more information about providing closing cost assistance or matching your property with different incentive programs that are available in the state of Maryland. And the number 8, helping you find, analyze, buy, manage, and grow your real estate investment business. Okay. So yes, Arnold. Arnold is the neighborhood that we covered this week, Arnold, Maryland. So definitely encourage you to check that out. All right. So the average real estate investor, a little bit of something about you. We're realizing the average real estate investor is around 45 years old, median age. Median income is about $87,500. 35% of investors have purchased more than one property. 78% of investors consider this to be a good time to buy. And 47% of investors are likely to purchase another property within 2 years. So it's a study from the National Association of Realtors 2013 Investment and Vacation Home Buyers Survey. So tell me a little bit about you. How many of you consider yourselves to be experts in real estate investing? Go ahead and chime in the comment section below. Let me know if you consider yourself to be an expert in real estate investing. All right. How many of you are not experts but are currently investing in real estate? How many of you are not experts but currently investing in real estate? Well, go ahead and let me know. Chime into the comment section below. Let me know who you are and what you're here to learn and where you kind of fit in that spectrum. All right, so we're talking about understanding the causes of investor distress. New consumer protection laws are making it harder and harder for the average real estate investor to avoid foreclosure type marketing, especially here in the state of Maryland, where we've got the Protection of Homeowners and Foreclosure Act, which makes it nearly impossible for a real estate investor to do any type of marketing to a homeowner that is 60 days or more late on a mortgage here in the state of Maryland. So it's really taking a lot of opportunity off the table. But at the end of the day, it's designed to protect the homeowner. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac resale restrictions have made short sales all but impossible, effectively shutting down one of the most lucrative real estate niches in recent history. Now, the resale restrictions basically mean that, you know, you're required to hold the property for a certain amount of days, 60 days, 90 days, 120 days prior to resale. So, and you generally won't find out what those restrictions are until the short sale has been approved and you're already under contract. And so that can be pretty dangerous if you're looking to buy, renovate, and resell. Institutional investors buying properties in bulk are crowding out smaller mom and pop firms. Indeed, REO may be a fully institutional asset class within 18 to 24 months. All right. All right, so let's talk about real people investing in real estate. Those are the people that I want to deal with. Let's talk about the top 50 causes of investor distress. Now, each week, as you know, we cover 10 of the top 50 causes of investor distress. So we're pretty much wrapping up here with number 41. Number 41 on our list: hired the wrong or unlicensed contractor. Hired the wrong or unlicensed contractor. Definitely want to be making sure that you're checking to make sure that they're a MHIC, a Maryland Home Improvement certified and licensed bonded contractor here in the state of Maryland. Definitely want to do your due diligence there. Number 42, house leveling and foundation repairs. House leveling and foundation repairs can be a big drag, folks. Cost a lot of money if you've got any structural issues. So definitely want to be mindful and make sure that you're doing all your proper inspections on the home prior to settlement. Number 43, pest control, termites, rats, and mice. That can be really nasty and pretty expensive to have to deal with when you're talking about having to do any type of remediation to a home. You know, termites is one of those things that either you have them or you're going to get them. It's a management issue. So depending on where the property is, you're going to have to manage these types of things with your investment portfolio. Number 44, demolition, disposal, and site prep. Well, yeah, that can be a drag as well, especially if you're doing renovations on the property prior to renting it out. So I say all these things because we've got a really unique investment strategy that really resolves and solves all of these different issues and challenges that investors are having, and that's builder model leasebacks. That's pretty much all I'm going to say for now, because when we come back on Tuesday, November 4th, we're going to be really focusing on, you know, going through the different chapters in the whole book, but also being able to present to you some really good investment opportunities, working with builders, who would actually rent the property back from you. And that way you don't have to deal with any of these things. You don't have to deal with demolition, disposal, and site prep. You don't have to deal with termites, rats, and mice. You don't have to deal with engineering and consulting and reports. You don't have to deal with hiring the wrong specialized trades. The builder does all that. You're not having to deal with all that type of stuff. You're not having to deal with hiring the wrong architects or designers or interviewing them. Okay. You're not having to deal with renovations that aren't on budget, schedule, or quality. All right. That's the advantage of actually buying a home directly from a builder and having the builder be your tenant via builder model leasebacks. Okay. You're not having to think about scheduling, ordering, or paying for materials when you use the strategy of builder model leasebacks. And most importantly, you're not having to worry about managing risks, solving problems as they arise. Okay. You're buying a brand new home and the builder is renting it back for you. So those are just a few reasons why the builder model leaseback strategy is one that you definitely want to come on back to learn more about. On Tuesday, November 4th, we'll really be launching our investor support workshops, really focusing on builder model leasebacks. Okay. So hold the ultimate wealth building strategy. Number one, we're talking about finding the right property, the right terms, and the right price. Number two, analyze a property to make sure the numbers and terms make sense. Number three, buy an investment property where you can make money going in. And number four, manage your tenants and properties like a pro. And then number five, grow your way to wealth and financial freedom. So that's what we're talking about in the Hold Book Club. The goals for the Hold Investment Workshop is to have each and every one of you share with a friend that this workshop was one of the most useful educational trainings you've ever attended. All right. So why don't we get into some of the items on the list to help you empower yourself to be a pro investor as opposed to an average investor. So these are some of the things that we've covered so far in our past workshops. Definitely encourage you to go to wefindrealestatedeals.com. If you're here already, just scroll to the bottom of the page because I want to make sure that you have access to the different chapters and what we covered. In chapter 1, we talked about create your personal criteria, define your hold mission, determine your preferred time frame, rate of return, and risk tolerance. Okay, if you remember, that was what we talked about in chapter 1. Chapter number 2, we talked about create your property criteria. Define the investment neighborhoods to target, determine the price and types of properties to target. Okay, that's what we covered in chapter 2. Chapter 3, we were talking about lead generate for properties. Cultivate and deploy a network to support your search, prospect target areas for investment opportunities, and market and execute for opportunities like it's 2014. Chapter 4, we talked about understand the hold worksheet, size up your prospects, understand and use the hold property analysis worksheet. So that was kind of an introduction to the hold property worksheet. And then chapter number 5 is what we're covering today, and that's estimate the purchase price. So you want to run the comps, establish the properties, fair market value, and establish your purchase price. Okay. So run and drive the comps, establish the properties, fair market value, and establish and estimate your purchase price. Every property has 3 prices. Number 1, the list price. Okay. That's the list price that's been established by the seller and their agent. Okay. And if the particular seller, if that home is not on the market with an agent, it's the price that you and the seller agree to. Fair market value. Okay, what is fair market value? Well, that's what a reasonable buyer would pay for the home. Okay. And then number 3, what an investor would pay for the property. So those are the 3 different types of properties that 3 different types of prices that every property has. All right. So let's talk about fair market value. All right. Fair market value is your assessment of the current value of the property based on your analysis of recent sales and the property's condition. What an investor would pay for the property. Smart buyers do their calculations to justify their potential offer, which will virtually always fall below fair market value. So that's what an investor would pay for a property. Investors make their money by solving problems others can't or are unwilling to solve. Okay, so that's where your unique selling proposition comes in, especially if you're dealing with like a foreclosure property where it needs a lot of work and the typical buyer is not interested in buying that type of property, an investor can come in, renovate it, either put it on the resale market or rent it out. Okay, so you make your money solving problems other people can't or are unwilling to solve. Okay, be the problem solver. Some properties require extensive repairs, while others require quick or complex closing process. Quick or complex closing process. So a complex closing process could actually be like a short sale. Now, if the short sale is listed with an agent, you're not restricted from actually putting an offer on that short sale here in the state of Maryland. You just can't pursue the seller and offer assistance to the seller. But if they are listed with a real estate agent, you could definitely go after that type of property. But it does have a complex closing process, which can be kind of long and drawn out. And a lot of homeowners aren't interested in waiting the 90 days to 6 months to a year before they have an opportunity to be able to move forward with that property. Some investors have become experts on their target market. This investor can simply see values that others miss. Okay, so because their particular market is an area that they focus on most of their times, they've become an expert on that market. They know a good deal when it comes up, and they know the potential, future potential. They know the appreciation percentages in a particular area, and they can see other deals that some people miss or overlook. So that's what some investors are doing as well. All right, so this is the hold property analysis worksheet. The first step on your journey is to establish the list price, fair market value, and your estimated purchase price for your hold worksheet. So it is in your book. It's figure 4-2. And let me tell you what page that's on in your book as you're following along. That is we're in chapter 5 in the hold book. And if you haven't purchased your hold book, definitely encourage you to grab it at Barnes & Noble, or you can go to Keller Inc. and get it there. All right. So your hold worksheet is on page 54. Page 54 in the hold book. Okay. All right. So establish fair market value. That's the first section in the hold analysis worksheet. You want to establish fair market value. So you want to pull the comps. I would not rely on Zillow or Trulia or any of those other resources for pulling comps. You want to be pulling them directly from your realtor, okay? Because they're going to have real-time access to the MLS system and be able to give you more detailed information about the property. Did it listed for 100,000? Did it sell for 105, or did it sell for 95? All that matters, and you might not get that finite information from some of the other websites. So definitely rely on your realtor to pull comps for you. And then number 2, you want to drive the comps and check the condition and location. And number 3, you want to plug in the numbers. So here's a comparative market analysis on the subject property for 742 Evergreen Terrace. The example's in your book. And this particular figure is figure 5-1 on page 61 in the whole book. So you get an idea of the breakdown of the comparative market analysis. You got your property address, the price that the property sold for, square footage, price per square foot, beds, baths, stories, and the year built. So you want to do a complete analysis of the property to get a price per square foot. Okay, number 2 on establishing fair market value, you want to drive the comps, condition and location. That's going to help determine, the values of the properties as well. If it's on a busy street, less appealing. If it's on a cul-de-sac, it might be a little bit more appealing to a prospective buyer or renter. So definitely make sure that you're driving the comps as well, so that you get a really good indication of where these properties are located and the exterior condition as well. And then number 3, you want to go ahead and plug in your numbers into the whole property analysis worksheet. So as you can see here, the subject property address is 742 Evergreen Terrace. List price is $150,000. Fair market value we have at $150,000. And you want to put in a discount rate, and most investors are establishing 10% as the discount rate. So 10% of $150,000 is $15,000. And then you want to go ahead and fill in your purchase price. Your maximum purchase price is $135,000. Your down payment is going to be 25% down payment because you're going to have to put a little bit more down because of investor lending guidelines. So 25% down. So your down payment is going to be $33,750. And then the amount financed is $101,250. Now, your interest rate, what we basically did was look at the last 30 years of interest rates in the United States, and they average right around 6.94%. So you can play with that number. You can adjust a little bit, but that's how we got the interest rate of 6.94. Of course, interest rates today are a lot less than that. So all of your, numbers will improve based on, a better interest rate. And then you've got cost of repairs, otherwise known as make ready. What's going to cost to make the property ready? And then for our example here, we put in $11,000, and the length of the mortgage is 30 years. So it's a 30-year note. So you're going to find that your down payment and your cost of repairs will be the two most expensive items in any investment. So you definitely want to be mindful of those. And then you got your mortgage payment monthly of $669.54, and your annual cost is $8,034.53, okay, to service the loan, the mortgage. So those are kind of the first, initial numbers you want to be punching into your hold worksheet. Okay, so why don't you spend the next, week and a half, 2 weeks, really, plugging in, finding a property that you're interested in. If you need me to help you with comps, definitely, reach out to me. I can definitely pull some comps for you. But you'll need to drive the comps and figure out which ones, you think are a best match for you. And then, you want to start plugging in your numbers into your hold analysis worksheet, because when we come back on Tuesday, November 4th, we're actually going to get into, assessing the rent and the rental income and how that plays into the hold analysis worksheet. Okay. All right. So some points to remember from chapter 5 is your investor purchase price is key to your hold strategy. All right. And properly collecting and running the numbers in part 1 of your worksheet will help you arrive at an estimate you can feel confident in. Okay. So it's going to be really important that these initial numbers that you plug in, you're confident in those, because this is going to be, how you're going to be establishing your investment moving forward. Okay. So remember, we talked about the top 5 factors to consider when defining your property criteria. Number 1 is location. Location, location, location. Define the investment neighborhoods to target. Number 2 is property type. Property type is going to be very important as well. Determine the price and type of properties to target. Number 3 is economics. Okay, if the economics are off, folks, you're going to get hosed. You definitely don't want that to happen. All right, your profit should be locked in immediately once you buy your property. Make your money going in, not when you sell, not when you rent it. You make your money going in. So how, you want to learn how to buy below fair market value. It's very important. And then condition. Build the property criteria that's right for your hold strategy. Okay. Number 5 is features and amenities, the lifestyle in a particular area. Features can be considered number of beds, baths, stories, garage, carpet, or neither. Maybe it has hardwood. Amenities, these can be energy efficiency improvements, built-ins, custom cabinetry, exterior improvements like a pool. What's the lifestyle like in a particular area? How close are the malls, the movie theaters, the restaurants, the veterinarians? All that matters. Okay. All right. So definitely looking forward to continuing the conversation with you, and definitely encourage you to come on back to check out our upcoming November 4th hangout. Remember, we're switching to Tuesdays, going to Tuesdays at 12 noon, starting November 4th. So we won't have a broadcast next week, but starting November 4th, we're going into Tuesdays, and we'll be covering chapter 6. Chapter 6 is in our whole book. Let's see, chapter 6 is finding the rents, projecting the rent. All right, that's going to be what we're going to cover in chapter 6, and we're actually going to spend a little bit of time talking about model investment opportunities as well. So we'll be launching into that starting in November. So definitely excited about that, and Hopefully you'll be able to come back and check us out for that broadcast. Remember, we're at wefindrealestatedeals.com. Don't forget to check out our buyer support workshops at buyermastery.com. You can check out the archives and our seller support workshops at sellermastery.com as well. So got a lot of great content there for you. All right. This is Aaron Rice with the Maryland Luxury Group, signing out.